Welcome to the Lost Lowdown podcast 140 with your host Claude and Justin.
What's up, guys?
We're back, continuing our season 3 commentary series with episode 310. Tricia Tanaka is dead.
Wow, spoiler alert.
Yeah, no, she's totally dead.
I thought Tricia Tanaka was going to make it to the end.
I know, well, it being our favorite character and all, from the pilot, following the adventures of Tricia Tanaka has really been the highlight of my Lost experience.
Mine too. Obviously, it goes without saying. Anyone who listens to this knows that. I mean,
Yeah.
It was amazing when what did she do?
All those amazing things.
Yeah, right.
Too many to list.
For some reason, I can't think of a single thing she ever did, but it was all incredible.
It was so much incredible things after another.
And it was kind of a shock to announce in the episode title that she was dead,
Well, it made me not believe it. I thought it was going to be like a fake out.
Yeah, you're right. They're so tricky, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you bring the viewers back.
Trick them with the title.
You love tricking them.
Kill off their favorite character, but not really.
Yeah,
right,
the original title was Jack Shephard is dead, but no one believed that.
Yeah. No one cared about Jack, so it wasn't a good title. Jack. All right, yeah, so I remember this episode being really sticking in my mind as a weird episode, and particularly a weird season 3, like kind of helping to define season 3.
Definitely, yeah.
Of where they just I don't know. I don't remember a lot about the episode, so I don't know. But it was just like some of the stuff they did was so like, oh, this is what Lost is now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me it was, it's a Hurley episode, so therefore it's lighter,
Yeah.
They're not going for anything like numbers. None of the crazy Hurley stuff is really here.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like heartwarming, which is strange. I think at the time I found it kind of like what's the right analogy? Like mouthwash or something. That's not the right one. Let me try again.
Anesthetic? What are you trying to say?
Like a palate cleanser, know? Like after Stranger in a Strange Land, my feelings about Lost were kind of in a bad place. It was like, oh my God, this show is like way off track. Like, what the hell are they doing? Like, I love this show, and now it's like, get me some paper is the most exciting thing that's happening. And I think with this, it wasn't a great episode. It's very unique in a way. Like, they don't do a lot of episodes like this. In fact, I don't think there is another episode like this. Mm-hmm. The closest one to this that I can think of that they do later is Some Like It Hoth.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's the closest. Even still, it's not this because it is tied into the mythology, and there are some dark things that happen in that episode, which is actually even a little bit true here. But this one's lighter overall, and I think it was sort of refreshing just hanging out with the characters. Mm-hmm. Like, I just, the characters I liked, and having them, like, do things that were entertaining to watch. Like, that was a good change for me. From the previous episode. Like, the previous episode felt so, like, dreary and pointless and boring, and at least this was somewhat entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's why it felt like a good, like, let's wash away last week, because it's completely different from last week. So I think I appreciated that aspect of it. It was a good transition because after this, if I remember correctly, we go to Inner 77.
Yeah.
And so then we're back to the good Lost.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's sort of like this is a bridge between the bad and like where season 3 starts to turn around.
Yeah.
and like
Yeah,
head
I agree.
more interesting direction.
This is the turning point. I think we're past the worst episodes.
Yeah,
And then we started getting into the better episodes of season 3, and then the end. The end of seasons are usually pretty good
which
because you
is
get the finale.
totally. It's. I mean, the ending is spectacular. I would
Yeah.
definitely say like we have to go back as probably. I mean, if it's not the greatest moment in the show, it's got to be top three. I mean, that was a huge ending.
Yeah.
I think they struggled to top it, you know? Like anything that happened later, was competing with that, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
It beats like a shot down the hatch and Walt gets taken. It beats like the others take Jack Hay and Sawyer and
Yep.
the hatch imploded. Even showing Penny, I think it beats. Because it sort of one-ups that. It's like, yeah, not only are there people off the island, but our characters are off the island.
Yeah.
So it outdoes that. I think season 4 is a spin-off of that ending because season 3 we find out there's someone in a coffin.
Mm-hmm.
Season 4 is it's Locke, spoiler alert. And then season 5, the bomb, pretty good cliffhanger. Probably that would be second place.
Yeah.
But close enough to this. I think that's probably the closest they got to like that level of like, oh my god, what happens next?
Yeah.
It created a great sense of intrigue. I think they struggled in season 4 to break out from that, but still, that moment was, that's why I watch TV.
Yeah, I don't want to get sidetracked here, but you mentioned Lock in the Coffin, and I just wanted to reiterate that we mentioned this before about how awful it was that they go through that whole thing and bring Locke's body to the island and
Right.
only to have Man in Black impersonate him.
Yeah.
And I just want to say again, like, it would have been so gratifying, this idea that Locke wanted to be a hero, he wanted to be one with the island, but, like, he couldn't do it in life. But they bring his body back to the island, and then he could be a ghost on the island, and then he can like do things and help people,
Mm-hmm.
and he could have had that like triumphant ending and death.
Yep.
Like God, that would have been so satisfying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back to this episode.
I totally agree. And they teased us with that story, and like that makes Man in Black even worse. That he actually makes you not just the characters in the show, but he makes the audience think that Locke's dreams are being fulfilled.
Yeah.
And that's like, I feel like that's the shittiest thing he does to us as viewers.
Yeah.
Like how dare you like not only take his form, but like shit on his dreams.
Yeah, I agree. It's really
huge.
uncalled for. It's like there was no need to go there.
Yeah, like he took it a step far. Like it was enough. It was enough what you did. Like you really didn't need to take it that far.
I mean, plus, that, but, this is coming out of his death was so horrible.
Right.
That it's like he got a horrible childhood, a horrible adulthood, a horrible pretty much horrible on island time, a pretty horrible off island time and death.
Yeah.
Then when he comes back after being dead, oh yeah, he doesn't come back after being dead.
Right, because he's dead at the end.
Because he's dead at the end. And he gets a fairly crappy afterlife where he doesn't even know what's going on. And
right.
He just,
And gets none of his questions answered.
None of it answered. No apologies. Well, again, did Ben apologize for killing him?
He did.
Okay.
He did. That's probably the only thing he did get.
Too little, too late, I might add.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's a good scene, but yeah, it's way too little, way too late.
Literally too late.
And yeah, that was after a whole. Oh man. Anyway, that is a huge sidetrack, but
yeah.
But
so anyway,
it will come up again. Don't worry.
Oh, so many times.
We're going back there. But
I gotta go back.
But I do think like season 3, like though it has what we've just sat through and this and like some of this really weird stuff, like they did bring it back at the end. In a big way. So anyway.
Yeah, I was just thinking about what the crappy episodes were at this point.
From this season?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's further instructions.
Yeah.
I think that's got to go on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Every Man for Himself wasn't very good either when we rewatched it. I think I liked it more at the time. When
Yeah.
we rewatched it, it felt kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Um,
I do.
I Do was not spectacular either. I mean, at least like events of high drama happened. I guess that's the saving grace of that episode. And it was the segue for Not in Portland, which was good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it did have some good drama. It
but
did
you
have some.
know, now that I think about it, I think this stretch right here with Flashes Before Your Eyes, Stranger in a Strange Land, and this, Tricia Tanaka Dead, is like a really weird run of episodes.
Yeah.
Like Lost, it feels like Lost is just completely there. None of these episodes are like a normal episode.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's like they've gone into it's almost like, and I'm sure someone said this at the time, they've jumped the shark,
Jump the Dharma shark.
and like the show's irrevocably different now. You know,
Hmm.
like they've gone.
Well, it seems like they're definitely trying things. I mean, Flash Before Your Eyes is definitely them trying something
Yeah.
interesting. Stranger Strangeland is just we ran out of stuff.
Right.
It's Jack's turn for a flashback, and we ran out of stuff.
Yeah.
And then Tricia Tanaka's Dead is, I think, a similar vein of let's do something with Hurley.
Yeah. Yeah. They're trying something. They do
Yeah.
at least tell us something about Hurley in this episode
Yeah.
that like has a little more content than like how I got my tattoo.
Yeah. All right. Well, you want to jump to the episode?
Let's go for it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, everybody, get your players ready if you're going to sync up with us for Tricia Tanaka's Dead.
We'll find out how she died. Maybe.
Give a send off to everyone's favorite character. All right, let me know when you're ready.
All right, I am ready.
Okay, I am almost ready. All right. Here we go.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No previously on Lost.
You don't need any context for this episode. I always took that as a bad sign.
Yep.
Like, that means this is going to be some weird bottle episode that doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Which I think isn't quite true for this episode, but what is true is that what happens in this episode continues to matter later. But maybe you don't need to know that much going in.
Yeah, I think I previously would have given you a false context for this start.
That's true. Well, Cheech had to appear in Lost at some point.
I like that they're both wearing wigs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. His wig is really wiggy, man.
Yeah.
Whew. But yeah, he has to have the curly hair.
I was gonna say he's got like curly Sue wig.
Yeah.
Or like no, that's the wig from Annie.
Yeah. Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, this
It's
is
supposed
horrible.
to start because the hope makes the car
Yep.
go.
This is why he's so superstitious.
Fill it up with
Because
hope.
he thinks the real world is dependent on what you feel.
Yeah,
And if you feel like you're cursed, you're cursed.
you're right. You're right. I never realized that.
I didn't either. It just hit me because he's teaching such a horrible lesson. I'm like, why? If he's teaching this horrible lesson, how's this going to affect him? And I'm like, well, yeah, he's going to believe in this weird mumbo jumbo.
I remember thinking, like, this is really fucking abrupt. Like, this is the first scene we've seen with Hurley's dad, and he's leaving him. Like he has a tender moment, and then he walks out on him forever.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
that's why that lesson was so important to him, because it's
yeah,
the
you're
last
right.
thing his dad taught him.
You're right. You're right. But I was just like, really? Scene one? He
Yeah.
leaves?
And he was preparing to leave. He came out with that bag. He knew he
Yeah,
was gonna leave.
you're right.
And that's why there's a new carburetor, because he hadn't got time to get a new carburetor.
Yep. 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 But that's just crazy. Tender moment. Bye bye forever. Like,
Who
wow.
leaves like that?
It's crazy. It's totally crazy. She's in the X
Oh,
Files.
oh, nice.
Yeah. It was weird. She plays a similar character.
Nice. Oh, and this is his food issues too.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's how that starts.
Oh man, that's so deep.
They,
We've said it many times, but here it goes again. These characters all have daddy issues.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, they pack all that in. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Wow, his superstition and his food issues
Yeah.
all in one scene because of his
One
dad
scene.
leaving.
Yep.
What happened to Echo?
No one knows what happened to Echo.
Early, are you talking to Libby?
I'm pretty sure. Didn't they say like a boar killed him or something?
Yeah.
There was some weird excuse.
God, if he was talking to a jar of peanut butter, it'd be so funny.
Oh my god.
Except when I'm here with you, peanut butter.
When I'm licking you off of a leaf,
Exactly.
I know what love is.
Oh man. Oh yeah, Libby's great too. Whatever.
Sure. See you in the afterlife, honey.
Yeah.
I got peanut butter to eat.
You know who can't get shot? Peanut butter. You know who doesn't get shot and leaves me forever? Peanut butter.
Michael shot the peanut butter too, but it's still here.
It's still here. What's your excuse, Libby? Before his eyes.
Yeah, something about his eyes. I'm not that British, Charlie.
Yeah. Never use the word nutter.
I've literally never said those words. Oh God, not Vincent.
Oh God, he's got
No.
death.
This is a crazy opening.
And it's like, not only is it an arm, it's got a rabbit foot with the key on it.
Yeah.
No, I have to lead you to where I got it.
This just feeds your Vincent conspiracy theories.
That was so Man in Black.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
3 hours? Why 3 hours?
that was
How do you
weirdly
know
specific.
how far it's gonna go?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
He's like, okay, the place is an hour away. I might be there for 30 minutes and an hour and a half back. I don't know.
Vincent's like leading him. Like, this is weird, man.
No dog would ever do this.
No.
I feel like even the dog actor was like, I'm supposed to do what?
Yeah. My character's not believable here.
Yeah, what's my motivation? Oh, the arm was backwards. They switched it up. The arm was the wrong way.
Yeah, you're right.
Over here. Like, no dog does this.
Yeah.
But Harley was right. Death found him.
Yep.
Awesome. You don't even know what it is yet.
I know.
You barely saw it.
Yeah, that's a bit of a leap, Harley, but okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. America fell in love in a single scene.
The shortest love affair ever. Oh, Randy.
Why is he awkward on camera?
He's just a shy guy, I
He's
guess.
not like that normally. Oh, is he just sad about the numbers or something?
Yeah, maybe this is just setting up all this bad stuff.
Okay.
Like Cheetos? A puff piece?
Like Coco?
Cocoa Puffs?
Is that what's his name?
That's Randy.
Randy Nations? Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking Randy Nations.
I forgot about him.
Me too.
That's Greg Nation's brother, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh god.
What the fuck? Wow.
Yeah.
That might almost be the most random thing on the show.
Yeah.
Like, it's at least in the top 5, like the most random things. And by the way, they would have all been dead.
So yeah,
There'd
totally.
be a huge crater right there.
So Jacob slash the island did that? Or what are we supposed to think?
I think we're supposed to think it was just a random occurrence, and
Oh right, I forgot about the real answer.
yeah, this is the real answer, which is it was
I was
just
one
random.
level before, which is the like what I thought the answer was.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
It's just random, and Hurley is going to misinterpret
Give
it.
meaning to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Oh no, we're back to these people.
Oh wow. They're on the show too.
Oh right, Jen's learning English.
It's better for the viewers.
Yeah. Your viewers are primarily Anglophones. You need to understand that, Jen.
Jen, say it. Anglophone.
It's a very important word.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. So it's like I was excited when there was a boat, but
Yeah.
we can't drive a car off the island.
No. Why did you wait to tell us before you started it? Why did you run all the way over here
Yeah.
and not just start it yourself? It's like the golf, guys.
It is exactly like the golf.
Especially you, Charlie.
Ouch.
Gotta cut the bananas. That's the best excuse for anything ever. Gotta cut some bananas.
Wow.
The number one fruit that doesn't need cutting.
When Paulo blows you off to cut bananas.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, right. Jen's going just because he didn't understand.
Yikes.
Oh, and Sawyer's going.
No.
Oh, Sawyer's not there yet. Sorry.
They're heading back from their journey.
All right. I didn't think I saw him in that scene. Right, they're not even there. Yeah, we don't have Carl.
I think they mean they don't have Jack.
I know.
Everyone's gonna be like, "Where's Carl? And who is he?
Yeah. First of all, who's Carl?
Yeah. Why is there a dart?
Oh yeah. Wait, why is there a dart? Is that Rousseau? Or is that the others?
I think pulling it out's the worst part. Um, I thought it was maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Do they talk about it? Why are there darts?
Why aren't they talking about the darts?
Yeah, like, geez, guys. They do this a lot, though.
The next scene he steps on a bowling ball. It's just like, hey, why is there a bullet? Nobody cares. Good question.
America wants to know. We ain't talking about nothing.
What?
I don't
What
know.
happened?
There was a problem there. It was
Oh
weird.
God. Don't worry, Sawyer. One day you'll forget her face.
Yeah, if you only knew.
Oh, I remember this was great.
Yeah.
Everyone's here except wait, where's Jack?
Who are you people? Where's Jack? Yeah, see, these are the red shirts that are all gonna die to the other's arrow attack, and no one's gonna care.
No one's gonna
But they
care.
all seem so excited to see Sawyer and Kate.
Yeah.
Like, ah.
Yeah, these moments are my least favorite in the show when it's just like half slow motion with music.
Yeah,
Like, ugh.
yeah, they do that. It doesn't usually work that well.
What happened to you? Almost got hit by a meteorite. You know, another day at the office.
Oh, Ugo.
Technically, it's a meteorite. No, it's a
What's the
meteor.
difference?
Uh, Meteors are in space. When it comes to the Earth, it's a meteorite.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
okay.
sorry. No, I think it's a meteor when it's landing. It's a meteorite when it's the rock after it lands. So
Oh, okay.
it is a meteor.
Okay. That's where they came from? Not really. They heard them on a boat.
You're wrong. That's where they came from.
Yeah, that's kind of a shortcut. That's not really. Okay, fine.
Hey, I got my real hair.
I remember this also bothering me. The idea that, like, this was going on during the time of Numbers and they didn't tell us.
Wait, what do you mean? What was going on?
Like, the events of the episode Numbers where.
Wait, real quick. Can we just say that this is Ben's dad?
Oh, yeah, this is Ben's
Wait,
dad. This is where Ben murdered him
yes.
and left him there.
FYI.
And we have no idea at this point.
No one's thinking. I bet this is Ben's dad.
That would be a total crackpot theory.
Yeah,
That no one would believe.
because you'd have nothing to go on. We don't even know Ben was in Dharma, so
Yeah.
like,
It would be insane to believe that.
yeah. Okay, what were you saying though about that scene?
So, like, the episode Numbers is about how Hurley plays the numbers, wins the lottery, gets bad luck, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right? We saw in that first scene at Mr. Cluck's that a lot of the stuff from Numbers has happened. The house burning down, Uncle Tito having a heart attack, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And he's talking about going to Australia, which is what he does in the Numbers episode.
Okay.
So they're setting this stuff with his father, the later stuff, the scene we just saw, at the same time. as the numbers.
Oh, I see. Oh, so it's before the numbers, before some parts of the numbers.
It's before some parts of the numbers episode and after others. It's just inserted. Like,
Wow, yeah.
they'll have us believe that in scenes we didn't see in numbers, his dad returned home after like what 20 years or something.
Yeah.
Like I just found that preposterous. Like really, you didn't tell me that before?
Yeah.
You know, like I just didn't really. But then like the story.
Well, but we didn't even know about the dad, right?
Well, that's true. But still, that it just seems too momentous to have not mentioned it before. You
Yeah.
know? Like it feels like a retcon, which it
Yeah.
is.
Well, but they're also uh what's the word? Fleshing out his character.
Right. That is what they're doing. And sometimes that involves a retcon or two. But still
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason for it. They use the fact that that's when he comes back, but yeah, it just sort of bothered me. It's like I feel like you should have told me that earlier.
Yeah. Crafty, it's physics. You didn't see this?
Yeah, that's weird.
That would make Sawyer Big Bird.
You're right.
All right, Sawyer, we get it. You watch TV. What? What? They still got Jack? It's fine.
Yeah, they don't want to dwell on that.
Wow, but that was such a heavy, ham-handed way of like
Was
getting past that.
yeah. It's just like no, I'm not gonna hear that right now. It's fine, it's fine. Shut up.
We found a car. I'm happy. Now Saeed's on the case.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love it. Look at him walking fast.
Yeah, when he walks like this, you know he's gonna do
Yeah.
something.
There might be a time barrier.
Whom?
I don't know, Log. It's someone who's not in this camp. It's someone who's not an other. Can you guess who it is?
Yeah, there's not really a lot of possibility.
Yeah. Now, it would be so great if she went to go wrangle Smokey. And they cut to a scene where she's like riding him on the back, and she like charges over to the island.
Oh my god.
I said I would bring help. I don't know if their job before was better or worse. At least at Binnigan's they got to wear some flair.
It's true. 17 years, excuse me.
There it is. Wait, she's been in contact with him? He's the one who started it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no, that hurts. Oh, great line. Here's a roll of money. Wow, what a rich asshole.
Yeah. Livestock? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
the livestock. His dad's a horse's ass. By the way, that's the most anti-Jesus thing you could ever do is have a
Definitely.
solid gold Jesus.
Yeah.
And wasn't there a thing about worshiping idols? That's Old Testament.
Yeah. It should count, but yeah.
Yeah, it counts.
Hurley's totally regressing.
Yeah.
Still there. I never put the carburetor in.
Just to spite you. Yeah, him saving that car was a symbol of his childhood dysfunction that his dad would ever come back.
Yep.
Vincent was there this whole
Yeah,
time?
Vince has been hanging out.
He was like, let me get in there.
Yeah, I know. Damn.
No, Sawyer, keep looking at the map. There might be clues.
I know. I remember screen captures. Oh yeah, if we just stare at these maps, we'll know all the answers.
Oh, that whole map throwaway was just an explanation of why they have a car.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally what it was.
Engine blow up.
I heard engine. And he still thinks he can start the car with hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it never worked, Hurley. That's the story of your
I
entire
know.
life. Is it doesn't work. Oh, he's not paying attention to his life.
Not at all. It would be crazy if that worked. Come on. How many times does it have to fail before you give up on that method?
It seems like the whole curse part of his life should have proven that it doesn't. But I guess it's still part and parcel of the same idea, though. The curse is just the other side of the coin, of the magical coin.
Yeah.
That might be the funniest shot ever.
Yeah, that was a classic. She knocked a beer on Benzad's head. Like, that's crazy.
God, wouldn't it be great if he saw him in the 70s? Sawyer's like, one day I'm going to knock this on your head. But it'll be in the future.
Oh, God, they do meet him.
Yeah.
Man, that's weird. That is so weird. Uh, just for the record, actually, I guess there's some dispute about when the purge happened, but depending on when it happened, I think it might have been even after Rocky Five. Like if it happened in '92, I think that's either really close to or after Rocky Five. If it's '86, then it might be Rocky 3 or Rocky 4. I'm not sure. I'm not that good on my Rocky trivia. I don't know if anyone cares, but that pops in my head.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah, so I remember this scene really bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
This woman comes back in the Flash sideways, if I remember correctly.
Oh. I think you're right.
I think she's working at like an agency that Locke goes to or something like that
Yeah,
to
yeah.
find a temp job, which is really strange of all characters to bring back. But I remember like being annoyed that they've already done the psychic thing the numbers are mystical, and the way they play the scene. I mean, again, now that I think about it, actually, this is totally something they would love to do, but it totally mocks the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's about to like go like mix up a batch of I don't know what, and like when she cracks the egg is when like I realized this scene was completely silly.
Yeah. Yeah, she's telling him everything he wants to hear.
Yeah.
Did you say war is coming?
More is coming.
Oh, it's like what?
There's a war coming.
Like 80% of the people who come to see her have a curse they want lifted. So she's just playing the game. Yeah, this is when it's like, okay.
Yeah, that's the first sign it's weird. Now here's where it really goes over the top. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. She cracked an egg.
Yeah.
I wasn't buying it.
He carries around a lot of money.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, what do you want? I do this for money.
Hurley could have said 5,000 and
He didn't need to go that high, but I guess it's like he doesn't care. He just wants to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I almost wanted to buy into it, but it sort of makes a mockery of the whole idea of psychic powers.
Well, and it makes sense that it was fake. But you know what's interesting is Hurley's dad is actually trying to do the same thing he did to him as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, he's just trying to give him a framework and have him convince it that it's true, because that's all he did as a kid.
You're right. You're right.
He's praying for help that they can start this car, but he's not praying for help they'll get rescued off the island.
Yeah, that's really weird thing to get invested in. But there's his help.
There's his help. Beers always help. It's like, I'm not moping, I'm mooping. It's British. It's not a car, it's a van. What a great line. But if you do die, then you lose.
He's not going to say that.
Let's get this car started. Where's Pink when you need her?
I like that Sawyer and Jen are just like, we're going to sit here and get drunk.
Yeah.
That's our big plan.
I like to think they had, you know, this is like their bonding scene, and then in the 70s they got to hang out together.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've come a long way.
Oh, definitely. But like, this seems like a reasonable thing to do in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, it's something Sawyer would actually want to help him with.
Yeah.
Because Sawyer loves language and words.
Totally.
And
yeah. He's probably like the most linguistically sophisticated character on the show.
Yeah, for sure. See, he just proved it.
Yep.
Jiminy Cricket. To the sky. Be great, Hurley just points up. We're gonna fly off this island.
That brings up the question of the epilogue. The new man in charge has Hurley in one of these vans, and there was speculation about how the fuck they got these things off the island. Maybe they do fly.
Yeah, I think either it flies or it hits 88 miles per hour and it starts time traveling.
Yeah, that sounds plausible.
Why is Vincent hanging out with? It's like a boys' day.
It's weird.
Aren't people looking for that dog? Oh, no one's around to care about the
No,
dog.
no one cares anymore.
Mm.
Sadly. I think no one cares about him until Rose and Bernard adopt him.
Yeah. I can't believe the mom called him and told him about the lottery.
Yeah.
I thought it was he saw on TV and then he just came to.
That's what I would have thought too. But yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, I guess he's saying she called me to tell you about the curse thing.
Right.
Not specifically that he won the lottery. Okay.
Right. Again with the hope.
Mm-hmm. To me. Just give it to me.
And my new house.
And then buy the Grand Canyon. And fill it with all my money. Because I'm not young anymore. I have nothing else to do.
Scenes like that are tricky because it's determined what he has to do.
Yeah.
So you can't feel him making a decision. Like he
has no option. Yeah.
Exactly.
I really know.
Yeah, Jin comes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Just like, what is this shotgun? Let's give him that ride.
All right.
That was just Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right.
Matthew McConaughey could play Sawyer.
He totally could play Sawyer. Yeah, he'd be a fun Sawyer.
Never really thought about that.
There's a universe out there where Matthew McConaughey was Sawyer on Lost.
Yeah.
Probably looks too much like Jack.
Yeah.
Oh God, they're dying. This is that episode where they both die, right?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's a weird ending.
The van flips over and burns, explodes. Yeah.
I remember feeling like they kind of cheat these shots. Like it looks like they're way closer to the rocks.
Yeah. He's hoping.
Yeah, they hit them now. They hit them now. They're already dead.
Yeah, no, they should be dead. It starts flying. Come on, please fly. I've seen this episode, but please fly.
It almost feels like it should fly. Like, how else are they going to get out of this?
Just by swerving.
Yeah. That's what Ben's dad was listening to when his son gassed him to death.
It's like, I guess we care.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, their enthusiasm is infectious, but
yeah.
like it's totally pointless. Like,
It's fun to
they,
watch them enjoying themselves, but
yeah,
yeah,
look at Vincent.
I know.
Vincent's like, I did this.
Yeah, this was all because of me.
Oh man. And then they run out of gas. What are you gonna do then?
I need to at least get a bone for this.
Well, he did have a bone.
Oh, you're right.
It was just
I already found my bone.
Roger's bone.
This is the second episode in a row they've done this.
Yeah. He's got a flower for his son.
This is that slow motion music thing.
He got more beer?
We got more beer.
How much beer was in there?
A lot. Roger was a big alcoholic.
I guess so.
I brought you a flower.
Thanks, Jen. This island's full of flowers. Great.
I'd rather
Get
have
out
a-
of your way.
I didn't bring you jack shit.
Oh man. So he's like, I got all this beer for myself.
I brought you me still being alive. Yeah, this is right. This is the end point. Like,
Oh, he's got no one to come back
who
to.
am I gonna talk to? Kate done left. And where's Vincent? Is he in the car with Hurley?
Probably. Yo, what are you gonna do now, Hurley? Driving gets boring after a while.
Drive in circles until the gas runs out.
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess it'll maybe never start again, right?
Yeah. Although I think he does start it again, famously.
Yeah, well.
Aww. Charlie's telling lies.
Yeah, and then we ran into a polar bear.
But who am I kidding? Nothing happened. You know how it is.
I'd love for Sawyer just to vomit right now from that awful beer.
Oh, it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. 20-year-old hot beer is not good.
It really shouldn't be.
Trapped in a net.
Uh-oh. You know what nets mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think anyone who follows the show has already guessed what's about to happen here.
Yeah.
But this was a bit of a surprise. Oh, I remember having a really long conversation about this exchange.
Huh? Huh? What?
Yeah.
What? There's a compass that's gonna lead me to Jack?
Yeah, that's insane.
And why wouldn't they be motivated?
Yeah, I want to talk about that
Okay.
after we survive this shocking reveal.
Mm-hmm. You mean lay shocking reveal? Because she's French.
Of course. Of course.
I'm your daughter. Wouldn't that be great? She's like, I'm Alex.
Yeah, that would be crazy. There were theories along those lines.
I mean, they look alike.
They
She's a
do.
class.
Yeah.
She's just like 10 years too old.
Oh. Well, you were almost right.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You know, we knew it, so it's a little less impactful, but
But I believe that's the first time they've spoken that on screen.
yeah,
Like, someone's actually said that's actually Russo's daughter Alex. Even
yeah,
though I agree, we all knew. We knew like in season 2 when
yeah,
she rescued Claire from the medical station. Like,
yeah, for sure.
that goes way back. But still there was something satisfying about it. And I think bringing Russo in, bringing Saeed in, even Locke, the
Hmm.
story is going in an interesting direction.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all right. Let's follow a random compass bearing that you found on Echo's stick.
Because of the way the light hit the stick?
Yeah,
What?
it's insane. It's literally insane.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I don't know what they're thinking, but still, though, I'm like, yeah, this is the stuff I want to watch.
Yeah, no, I got to come back next week. It's like, yeah, because they're getting a team together. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was so refreshing to see Saeed, like,
definitely.
because when he's presented with the problem and he gets a chance to like investigate, like it's so interesting.
Yeah,
And I really felt bad about his like season 6 shit, like because he was really great until then.
yeah.
Um, until he died, and then that whole crappy back and forth between
Hmm.
is he claimed or
Like,
not, or what that
yeah,
even means, and they kind of muddled the end of his story there, but
extremely. Yeah, yeah. It was. Oh God. Yeah, I've been claimed by the smoke monster, but then Desmond told me that I should not be, and so I stopped.
so I stopped.
It's like what?
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to like that story. I like the idea of that story. I just don't like what they actually did. But I agree. Like at this point in the show, um, Saeed is always an exciting presence, like because he gets things done. He's no nonsense, and he's capable, and he's entertaining. Like it's a good package, I think. I think really he lost it when he left the island and started becoming a hitman for Ben.
oh, you're right, that was the first big downturn for his character.
Yeah. I mean, I was fine with that storyline, but that's sort of the start of him going down this weird path that leads to him being quote unquote claimed. Like the whole idea at the end of the series is like, can he redeem himself? Like, is he too evil or something? You know?
Hmm.
And I think if they hadn't had the Ben storyline, he didn't need to go in that direction.
Yeah. So what did you want to talk about with
Right.
that last scene?
So I want to talk about this line because I remember having like a long conversation about like now it seems really obvious but weird. So like Kate says, oh no, okay, Syed says, if you're looking for help to find Jack, why didn't you ask us? And Kate says 2 reasons: you don't know where to look and you're not motivated. And then Locke says you're wrong. And then Kate's like, oh, really? And Locke says, not about the motivation, just about knowing where to look. Compass bearing,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So, like, I remember at the time, like, I didn't want to believe that they weren't motivated to look for Jack, but now it's clear that is what they mean. And I find that really weird.
Oh, it's super weird.
Like,
Why would you admit you're not motivated to finding one of your people?
yeah, like, we're not motivated, but at least we know where to go. Like, what?
Yeah, she says, and you don't know where to look, and you're not motivated, and I don't blame you. So she's saying, like, I don't blame
Yeah.
you for not being motivated. Why would you want to go on another trek across the island, risk more lives just to get Jack back? To get Jack back.
Yeah.
Like, they're always risking their lives to do things. It's so weird that, like, what did Jack do to them recently to
Yeah.
where he's expendable?
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. It's like, wow, they just don't care. And like they're not motivated at all, but they're gonna follow this random compass thing from the light hitting a stick,
Yeah.
and that's the big solution. Like, that's a desperation move. That's something I would think you do if you would do if you really were motivated, but you didn't have any idea where to look. But it's
Yeah.
the other way around.
Yeah.
It's like that's so strange. Um,
Maybe. Yeah, I feel like the motivation and knowing where to look should be tied together. It
yeah,
should be. It should be. We don't have motivation because we don't know where to
because we
look.
don't know where to look. Yeah,
Yeah, if we knew where to look, we would have the motivation because we'd have hope that we could succeed. Because I mean, maybe that's just what they're getting at. It's just badly worded because it does make sense. Like if you don't know where to look, then you're just going to be trekking across the island and with a false hope that you could even find him or run across him. And that's not something that's rational to do. Like if you don't know where to look, then why would you just start going into the jungle and risking running into the smoke monster or
right.
the others and all this stuff? But if you do know where to look, then you should be motivated, just like they always do when they have to go find somebody or do a trek mission. Like there's a reason that they have motivation, you
Right.
know?
Yeah, and that's what's weird. Like his line is like, "No, we're not motivated, but yes, we know where to look."
Yeah.
So that's just a bizarre combination.
Well, then it's like, okay, now that they know where to look, then are they motivated now? I mean, it
Right.
seems like they're motivated now.
But he says, "No, it's true. We're still
I mean,
not
I
motivated."
agree. That's what he says, but I feel like they have to be motivated,
I
right?
agree. I agree. And that's why I remember at the time we had a long check the archives, guys. We had a long discussion where I was trying to defend that Locke is motivated because it made no sense to me. But
Yeah.
like reading the words, he says they're not motivated.
I feel like what they mean, they don't mean motivation. They mean like hope. Hope. I don't know what the word is, but when you hope that you can succeed in something,
Yeah.
was there a word for that?
Uh
Um.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Hope.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like they, I think they're trying to use the word as in motivated that the outcome will be good or
Mm.
something. Like. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense that they're not motivated.
Yeah, they
Or
follow
they
their
didn't have motivation, but they do now.
right. Right. But I mean, Kate phrases it in the present tense. She says you are not motivated, and
Yeah.
he agrees that she's not wrong. And so it's like,
Well, but she wouldn't say two reasons you don't know where to look and you were not motivated because she hasn't been convinced they're motivated yet.
right,
Like she's referring to the past, even though she's talking in the present.
right.
So that's just a weird
I see what you're saying.
language barrier. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, they I don't think the show was trying to tell us Locke and Saeed could give a shit about Jack.
I agree. I want to agree with that. It's just like the lines point.
Okay, I'm adding this to the list of questions to ask about. We'll ask Carlton and Damon about this exchange
Okay, good.
and go, were they motivated or not? But yeah. So overall an okay episode.
Yeah, I would say it was better than the last one.
Yeah.
Like it had fun moments. Like I said, it did have that purpose of we get to see like Sawyer clank a beer can on a skull. Like I mean,
Yeah, that's one of the best, one of the funniest like single shots with like no actors.
yeah.
This hilarious like clink.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And like, yeah, how often do you get to see that? Just him and Jen hanging out, like that whole thing. You know, the
You
it's
know what?
hilarious, but I don't know.
Sorry to cut you off, but that the Jin and Sawyer hanging out. The reason that's fun, I think, is very similar to the reason that when Kate and Sawyer play I Never is fun,
Yeah,
where it's two characters, but it's like characters being sort of real, doing something sensible
yeah,
in the situation and relatable.
yeah,
And it's really weird because they try to have these other fun moments, of course, like in this episode, driving the van, which wasn't that interesting. But
right.
then also like with the golf and with the poker, like these other scenes where
Yeah.
they're trying to have people be fun, but I feel like those are not realistic in the situations.
Right.
Like, let's just play golf now. Like, why?
Yeah.
But like if Sawyer and Jen are are waiting for Hurley to and Charlie to go on the errand and come back, then yeah, what are they gonna do? But they had already set up Jen's trying to learn English.
Right.
They're drinking beers. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it just totally works.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And there's just something like uh refreshing about that after the last episode of like no moments like that, zero moments like that,
Yes.
you know? Um and yeah, I don't know, the mood's lighter, and I had actually forgotten this. The ending is like a pretty good ending.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the all-time great, like, wow, it blew my mind, my brain's exploding. It's not that, but it's good.
Yeah, it's
It's
one
a
of those
hook.
like something new's gonna happen. They're bringing Danielle back into the
Yeah,
picture, like
Saeed
having
and
her.
Locke are engaged in it.
Yeah, having this team like try to do something for Jack, like that's really interesting and engaging.
Yeah,
So and then Danielle is motivated
she's
because
in there. Yeah, like
she just heard about Alex. So
exactly, which is like a huge thing that I think as soon as we saw X, we're like counting, like, okay,
yes,
when's Danielle actually gonna meet her?
yeah,
You know. So this is moving in that direction as well. So, and I mean, whenever she's around, usually things get more interesting anyway.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
She disappears, and when she comes back, usually something's happening.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't usually show up and just,
She doesn't show up for the poker
the
party.
poker party. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. She declined to participate.
That invitation got lost in the mail.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's not spectacular, but it was a step in the right direction for the last episode, I think.
I feel like, yeah, I agree. I feel like when Tricia Tanaka gets killed by the meteor, I feel like that went unexplained, like uncommented upon.
Yeah.
Like no one ever, like he told the mom what happened, and I don't think she believed him.
Yeah.
But like the fact that he didn't die is a check in the box that he's not cursed,
Mm-hmm.
because he would have gotten hurt. Uh, but I guess the check in the box that he is cursed is that someone around him died and that his new business got destroyed. But he's also got insurance. I don't know if it covers meteors, but
Yeah,
State Farm meteor insurance.
that seems like something that's probably usually not worth buying.
Yeah, the agent's like, "Are you sure you want the meteor insurance? Because you'll probably never use it. It's $1,000 a month. We don't recommend it to anybody." Hurley's like, I'm gonna need it one day. I think I'm cursed, so
Mm-hmm.
give it to me.
Yeah. No, I mean, that kind of goes along with what I was saying. Like, they're trying to weave this episode within the numbers episode.
Yeah.
And that's sort of a bridge scene between the two. It's like, here's another crazy thing from the numbers that we didn't show you. But really, this episode isn't about the numbers. It's about his dad.
Yeah.
And like their relationship and Hurley having hope, And so like they don't focus on the numbers. The numbers don't really matter, but that story is going on at the same time. And I think the way they weave it together is kind of clumsy.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is this big, insane thing happens, and then they don't really address it.
Yeah.
Because the episode isn't about that. They're not focusing on that. They already did numbers, and in numbers, he's going on about that stuff.
Yeah.
But
they're doing it again, so he's got to be in it again, and... Yeah.
But I remember at the time thinking, like, it did feel kind of frivolous. Like, the numbers had this great mystery, and now it feels like they're just sort of a punchline.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really supposed to be invested in that mystery anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it doesn't help that the psychic uses them, and that's all part of it, and she's scamming.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no there's really no attempt to make anything in the flashback like, mythology island relevant. Like
Yeah.
it's all character stuff, which is fine. I mean, that's what flashbacks are about a lot of the time, but
You know what I just realized? Hurley's car, the one has with his dad.
mhm.
Next time we see that car, it has the numbers on the odometer, right?
Yeah. I think that's not the next time we see it. I think that's a lot later. I think the next
Okay.
time it's a little confusing because I think the next time we see it is in flash forwards, and
Um,
and the flash forwards are told out of order, so that makes the whole thing a little confusing. Because I think I if I remember correctly, I think that him seeing the numbers actually occurs before the next time we see it, if that makes any sense.
okay.
But it happens on screen after. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
No.
okay, so I'll just spell it out. So the next time we see it is, I believe, I could be wrong, but I'm 99% sure the next time we see it is at the beginning of season 4, and it's him running away from the police.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
It's actually the first shot in season 4 is that car
Yeah.
like crashing through the fruit or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but I think technically the scene you're talking about where he sees the numbers on the odometer, that's later in the season. I think that might even be the finale when that scene happens. But I think in the timeline it's before. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, I see what you're
But I
saying.
think in the timeline it's before that first scene where he's running from the police.
Well, then that kind of goes to what I was going to say, which was, um, this car's been on blocks the whole time,
Yeah.
so it seems like it's very close to having the numbers on it by the time he sees the numbers. So like,
That's a good point.
my point was just that like if he looked at the car now, like in this episode before it gets fixed, it's probably pretty close to the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Not a big point, but that just dawned on me.
I didn't think about that at all, but yeah, it's true. Because like it's shortly after he gets back that he sees the numbers. Then he starts to go crazy. He's having these visions of Charlie, and then eventually he
Oh
runs away from the
yeah.
cops, and then they put him in the back in the mental institution. And
Oh
basically, he
God.
lives out most of his time in the mental institution.
Wait, he starts seeing Charlie.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like it's been so long since we've talked about that. I forgot that was a thing to even discuss.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll get there.
Well, it's a
Uh,
whole thing, season 4, man. That's where the trouble really starts.
yeah, wow, okay. Yeah, I can't wait to think about that. Oh man.
Between the cabin this season and then that stuff, I mean, we're getting into like, yeah. But yeah, Hurley seeing Charlie is one of many cross between pet peeves and unanswered questions that I have about the
Yeah.
show.
Because it shouldn't be Man in Black.
Shouldn't be, but we will see it as we go, but I have an argument to make that that it is a Man in Black.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be him?
Yeah, well, the reason why it wouldn't be him is the rules they establish later.
Yeah, but that
You know?
doesn't count.
But it doesn't count because they have not established those rules yet.
Yep.
And I think that it totally fits in with what they show in season 4, which is, Hurley sees Charlie. Charlie tells him he has to go back to the island, and he tells him Jack's gonna have a visitor.
Mm-hmm.
Jack sees Christian, which is again, I think, Man in Black. Everything points to that. It's Christian on the island. It's Christian off the island. That's him drawing them back to the island. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
We don't know why he's doing that yet, but I think it's totally consistent with him later. Just that, well, technically he can't do that stuff.
Why is he drawing them back to the island?
To kill them.
Why doesn't he kill them off the island?
Good question. See, here's the thing though. The answer to kill them is a later answer. So why is he drawing him back
Hmm.
to the island in season 4? I think is unknown.
Yeah. Okay.
Did the writers even know yet?
Yeah.
He's definitely drawing him back though. But the thing is though, I think that Man in Black, the smoke monster, was on Jacob's side back then. So I think Jacob was drawing them back.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
think it was supposed to be about Jacob's plan for them on the island, and they that aspect of him wanting to kill Jacob and he wants to leave and all that stuff. I mean, I think that comes into play later. I imagine something like it's that until someone comes up with something better, and eventually, that story gets introduced.
Yeah, because I mean, oh god, Man in Black and Jacob should have known that them coming back to the island was going to lead to all the '70s stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, according to season 5, Man in Black did know about that.
Yeah.
I think because he sort of manipulates the time travel, so he
Yeah.
knew it was happening. Um, However, I will say that in season 4, we do have Richard visiting Locke when he's born.
Yes.
So that's kind of an early indicator. I mean, that could have gone in other directions, but you know, it's an early indicator of the time travel if you want to take it
Mhm.
that way.
Yeah.
Uh, however, that episode is after the writer strike hiatus, and my theory, and this is something that we could definitely ask Damon and Carlton if we ever get them on. My theory is that a lot of ideas were formed during the writer strike hiatus, that they came back and they either they went in a different direction or they firmly decided on a direction.
Yeah.
Because I think what happens after the break, it represents something quite distinct from what they were doing before the
Mhm.
hiatus. Because I think they had to streamline, and I think it made them focus. And we know also from Battlestar Galactica, which was ending this at the same time as season 4 of Lost, that the writer strike made him rethink what he was doing.
Yeah.
And he went in a completely different direction. And I feel like something happened during that writer strike that explains why things kind of go in a different direction from what's suggested in the early part of season 4. We'll see.
Oh, we will see.
We'll see if that holds up. But I feel like, episodes like The Other Woman that happened before the writer strike, like, make more sense when you realize, like, oh, they never paid it off because they decided not to.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting.
Like they decided it didn't matter. And so yeah,
Mhm.
I think Jacob and the Man in Black, like they were two separate characters. They were hanging out in the cabin. It was Jacob's cabin, and the smoke monster, the Man in Black, is working for Jacob. He's speaking on his behalf. You know, like all that was, I think, intended to be real at a certain point. And then they decided, no, it's more interesting if he's lying.
So you don't think it was that Man in Black and Jacob were one person?
No, I think they were separate. I,
Okay.
I think Man in Black. Well, okay. I should back that up. The smoke monster I was
Yes.
separate from Jacob. I'm not sure.
Yes.
I'm not sure that the Man in Black existed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like there was Jacob, and then there's Smokey, which is its own thing,
Yeah,
and then there's Jacob,
yeah. I
and I
think they're
think
separate.
somewhere along the way, yeah, and I think somewhere along the way they turned Smokey into a person.
Yeah, and I think Man in Black became more like what Jacob was
Yeah.
originally, and then Jacob.
Yeah, and then they said Jacob was just hands off the whole time. That's why Jacob's hands off the whole time, because they gave all of his previous
Yeah,
motivations and actions to Man in Black.
machinations, manipulations. Yeah, exactly.
And then they say, well, what was he doing this whole time? Oh, he was standoffish, so he did
Because
nothing.
he doesn't get involved. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's why that sucks.
I think, yeah, I feel like that's a conversation that happened,
Yeah.
you know, where it was like this, and I think maybe it came down to like, what is Jacob doing? what's his plan? Why is he bringing him back to the island? And I think they got stuck there. And this answer forced them to change what the characters were.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
That's why it's like a what do you not a singularity? It's kind of like a singularity, but what do you call it when like a decision point or something? I don't know what the word is, but
tipping point.
That's not exactly what I mean. But it's something like that where if you go before that point, you can't really decide what happens. So I'm basically saying like the point where they made this decision, when you look back at the early cabin stuff, you can't really just say that that's Jacob.
Right.
It doesn't make sense that that's Jacob because of what comes later.
Right.
But you can't say it's Man in Black because of what they were doing at the time.
Yeah. So like what I imagine, because he didn't really exist in his current form. Like it's just kind of impossible to read back into their earlier selves.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my theory, especially now, like armed with this, it's that until someone beats it. Like I think it was Jacob in the cabin until they decided that someone beat it with no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And so then the question is, was it Jacob in the cabin or not? It's sort of, it's almost like yes and no.
Yeah, it's Schrodinger's cabin.
Exactly.
We talked about that before. It's just like, yeah.
Exactly. And I think there are a good number of like our hang-ups with this show that can be traced to something like this.
Yeah.
Where it's like it was something else, or it was tentatively something else, and then they fixed an idea and it forced them to do some retconning. But I think they always wrote it in such a way that it was kind of plausible. Like they made things vague enough that they could kind of throw all kinds of stories in there and it would sort of work.
Yeah.
And I think they did a pretty good job of that, but I think it shows up in certain frustrations.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll be, I'm sure, bringing that topic back up.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see if that bears out as we actually go through that time period, and I'll try to like watch it from, thinking about whether that makes sense or not. But that's been something. I mean, it's been slightly changing over time, but that's the kind of thing I've been thinking for a while about that period.
Mm-hmm.
And like why things seem to be this way, and suddenly they're totally different.
It's like they didn't have a plan.
Exactly.
It's like they were dead the whole time.
Exactly.
All right. Well, cool.
Purgatory. One word, best answer ever.
Yep. You don't even have to watch the show, guys. You can guess it from the premise.
That's it.
All right. Well, anything else on Tricia Tanaka is DOA.
No, I think that's it. Good episode. Can't wait for the next one. Things are getting good.
Yeah, I think we're out of the season 3 slump.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's mostly those first 6 within the first 6.
Yeah.
And then Stranger Strangeland.
Yeah, which is kind of like sort of a part of the first 6. It's the same world.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they haven't kicked it to the second gear yet. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Enter 77 being good, and Para Beyond being weird.
Yeah.
And then Man from Tallahassee being good, and then Expose being weird.
Really weird. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, but no, season 3 gets pretty consistently good after this.
Yeah.
Once when they have a driving force, it's usually interesting. It's just when there's nothing going on, that's when
they don't know what to do because nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. I think from here on out, I mean, not all the episodes are brilliant or anything, but it's just that the bad ones are more like bad, not bad, but just weak in the way the show usually is,
Yeah.
I mean, there are season 1 episodes that are not as good as others,
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's more in line with that instead of being this like completely other level of like tedium that was Stranger in a Strange Land.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Well, that's it.
I think that's it.
All right. Until next time. Thanks and namaste.
Namaste and good luck.